Ah, my beautiful audience, you have just crossed the line that separates you from greatness. You've taken that one crucial step that others either don't have the courage to take or simply don't see the need to. But here's the thing, you've made the winning turn. Now they're blocked. And when you look back to see them trapped in their own shadows and doubts, you'll realize that it wasn't luck that got you here. It was your relentless pursuit of something greater. It was your refusal to settle for mediocrity that delivered you this moment, this chance, and this victory. But I need you to understand something important. They might be blocked, but don't think for 1 second that it was a fair game. Number, it was never going to be. This world doesn't operate on the kindness of others. It runs on the brutality of survival. And the road you're walking down, the path you've chosen, is one of isolation and raw determination. You made the winning turn, and now you must accept that the road ahead is not going to be kind, nor easy. You'll find that you must keep your focus, for you've just stepped into a battle where everything is at stake, and the cost of failure is more than you can afford. As you stand on this precipice, looking back at the ones left behind, understand that they were not the competition. The truth is, your only competition was always you. Those who are now blocked, those who remain trapped in their own world of doubt and fear, are nothing more than a reflection of what could have happened if you had allowed the weight of others' opinions, their judgments, and their weaknesses to dictate your pace. But you didn't. You chose something harder, something fiercer. You took that winning turn, and now they are stuck. They can't keep up with your pace, they can't follow your mindset, and they can't grasp the fire inside you. They thought they could block you, but it was never them who had the power to do that. It was you, and it's always been you. Do not let the world fool you into thinking that once you've made that turn, it's smooth sailing from here on out. Number, the path is now narrower, the air colder, and the weight heavier. But this is where you truly begin to see the difference between those who've merely dreamed and those who've dared to pursue their dreams. The world does not reward the faint-hearted. It does not reward those who hesitate. It doesn't care for those who whimper when things get hard. No, the world rewards those who push forward when every bone in their body tells them to stop. It rewards those who, when they make that turn, don't stop to admire the view, but keep pushing further into the unknown, with grit and with fire. Understand that you've crossed into enemy territory now. You're no longer playing in a safe space. You're playing in the lion's den. And though your opponents are blocked for the moment, the world doesn't care about your past accomplishments. It only cares about what you're doing right now. You've made that turn. Now show the world that it wasn't a fluke. Show them that you weren't just lucky to get to this point, that it wasn't just circumstance or timing. You've earned your place here, but this is only the beginning. It's easy to get distracted by the idea of success, to believe that just because you've taken that one decisive step, it's all over. No, it's never over. Success isn't a destination. It's a battle. It's a war that you fight daily, and in this battle, the only true opponent is the one inside your head. The one who will whisper doubts when it gets hard, when the weight of the world seems too much to carry, when it feels like everything is falling apart. That's when you must remember that the winning turn you made wasn't a one-time victory. It was a declaration that you are not here to be ordinary. You are not here to play by the rules that everyone else has followed. You are here to redefine what it means to win, to succeed, and to live. I can already hear the whispers of doubt creeping into your mind. I can hear you questioning whether you can hold on, whether you can keep pushing, whether you have enough left inside to finish what you started. But here's the thing, you do. You always have. You've made it this far, haven't you? You've beaten the odds before, and you will do it again. Because that fire that got you here, it's not a flicker. It's an inferno. It burns inside you every second of every day, and no amount of obstacles, no matter how great, will ever put it out. But don't be fooled into thinking that the victory is yours yet. You made the winning turn, but they're blocked, yes. That doesn't mean you've already won. It doesn't mean you can stop. Far from it. They're blocked right now, but it's only a temporary setback for them. And if you let your guard down, if you stop pushing forward, they will find a way to catch up. It's a harsh truth, but it's the only truth that matters. You cannot afford to be complacent. Not now. Not ever. You see, the world doesn't care about your setbacks. It doesn't care that you've already made the turn, that you've taken the harder path, that you've faced every obstacle with resilience and determination. The world cares only about your next move. It cares only about what you're doing right now. So don't let the fact that they're blocked give you a false sense of security. Don't think for a second that this victory is yours to keep just because they've fallen behind for a moment. Number, the only victory that counts is the one you earn every single day with every ounce of your being. It's the victory you fight for when no one is watching. It's the victory that comes from getting up every time you fall and pushing harder when you feel like you can't. Let me tell you something important. The greatest threat you will ever face isn't the ones who are blocked right now. It isn't the ones who doubt you, the ones who talk behind your back, or the ones who try to tear you down. Number, the greatest threat you will face is the complacency that starts to creep in once you've made that winning turn. Once you've tasted the slightest bit of success, there is a danger in thinking that you've made it. But let me tell you, that's when the real battle begins. They're blocked now, but that won't last. And the second they're out, they will come for you. They will come with everything they've got, because that's what the world does. It tests you. It challenges you. It throws everything at you to see how bad you want it. And if you want it bad enough, if you're willing to go deeper into the darkness, into the pain, into the places where most are too afraid to venture, then you will prove to yourself that you are worthy of this victory. But here's the thing, you have to want it. You have to want it more than anything else. You have to want it so badly that nothing, not fear, not doubt, not pain, not even the world itself will ever be able to stand in your way. You've made the winning turn, but that doesn't mean the fight is over. It's just beginning. So keep going. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. And when you feel like giving up, when the weight of the world gets too heavy, just remember that they're blocked, and you are free. You are free to make your own path. You are free to shape your own future. The only question is, will you? The question looms large, doesn't it? Will you? Will you rise up when everything around you falls apart? Will you endure when every muscle in your body screams for rest? When your mind tells you to stop? When the pain becomes unbearable? Will you, when the world keeps testing your limits, keep going? Will you persist when the shadows of doubt grow so long that they seem to swallow the light? Will you stand tall when all of it, the hardships, the betrayals, the struggles, the failures, seems insurmountable? Because let me tell you this right now, the game has just begun. It was never about the winning turn. It's about what you do after the turn that matters. It's about what you do when the obstacles are real, when the rewards are far from guaranteed, and when the sacrifices are more than you ever imagined. You made the winning turn. Now, they're blocked. But let me be clear, that doesn't mean you're home free. It's not some automatic ticket to success. If you believe that the hardest part is over, if you think that crossing that threshold is your final destination, you're sorely mistaken. You've stepped into a new phase of the game, a far more brutal and unforgiving one. You've made the turn, but the truth is, every turn you make from here on out will bring new challenges, new battles, and new fears. and it will test you in ways that you can't even imagine. Because the world doesn't care about your victories from yesterday. The world only cares about the struggle of today, the fire that you ignite now, in this moment. The question is, will you light that fire? Do not mistake the lack of immediate opposition for the absence of a fight. Just because they're blocked doesn't mean they're out. Just because they're trapped for the moment doesn't mean they've been permanently defeated. That's the danger of letting your guard down, of thinking that one victory is all it takes. Your opponents, your doubters, your critics, they will find ways to break free. They will find ways to rise again. And if you allow yourself the luxury of complacency, if you rest too long on your laurels, they will catch up with you. They will surpass you. And then you'll find yourself back at the beginning, battling to stay afloat in the sea of competition that you thought you had escaped. So, the question once again, will you? Will you put in the work every single day to ensure that they stay behind, that they stay blocked, and that you stay ahead? Will you keep your focus sharp, your instincts honed, and your drive relentless? Will you keep pushing when the odds are stacked against you, when the forces of the world seem bent on tearing you down? Will you do what most cannot, what most will not? Will you rise? Because that's what separates the winners from the quitters. It's not about the turn you make. It's not about the moment of victory. It's about the grind, the daily struggle, the decisions you make when nobody's watching. It's about staying committed to the path when the only thing you have to rely on is your own strength, your own vision, and your own determination. The world doesn't care about your excuses, about your reasons for failing, about the struggles you've faced. It only cares about what you do next. It cares about your next move, your next step, your next breath. And right now, you have to decide. Are you going to take that next step? Or are you going to let fear, doubt, and complacency hold you back? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that you've already proven yourself, that you've already done the impossible, that you've already faced down your demons. You've made the winning turn, and now, perhaps, you feel like you deserve a break. But understand this, there is no break in this game. There is no pause, no time to catch your breath. If you want to stay ahead, if you want to remain at the top of your game, you must keep moving forward. You must keep striving for more. Because if you don't, if you stop for even a moment, you'll fall behind. And that's the reality of this game we play. There are no vacations. There are no sabbaticals. There is only forward momentum, or there is nothing. You may think to yourself, I've already worked harder than most. I've already pushed myself beyond what I thought was possible. I've already made sacrifices. And you're right, you have. But let me tell you this, it's not about how hard you've worked in the past. It's about how hard you're willing to work in the present and the future. It's about showing up every day, even when the world tries to knock you down, even when every ounce of your being tells you that you can't go on. It's about the courage to look into the face of adversity and say, I'm not done yet, not by a long shot. That's what makes the difference. That's what defines the winner. When you made that winning turn, you opened the door to a new reality. But with that new reality comes new responsibilities, new expectations, and a new level of sacrifice. You can no longer rely on what you've done in the past. You cannot rest on your achievements. You cannot sit back and admire how far you've come. Because right now, the most important thing is not what you've already done, but what you're going to do next. The fight is not over. It's not even close. The real battle has only just begun. So, let me ask you again. Will you? Will you continue to dig deep, even when you've already reached the depths of your strength? Will you keep going when the finish line seems so far away? When the horizon is obscured by doubt and uncertainty? Will you keep fighting when the pain feels unbearable? When every step feels like it might be your last? Will you keep pushing forward, knowing that the only way to succeed is to keep moving, to keep striving, and to keep believing in yourself, even when the world seems to have abandoned you? The truth is, most people won't. Most people will find a reason to stop. Most people will convince themselves that they've done enough, that they deserve a break, that the struggle isn't worth it. But that's why most people never achieve greatness. That's why most people are left behind, blocked in their own self-imposed cages. They lack the will to go further, to push beyond their limits, to face the darkest parts of themselves and keep moving forward. But you're different. You've already made the winning turn. You've already proven that you have what it takes to rise above the rest. And now, the question is, will you keep proving it? Will you continue to defy the odds, to push past the barriers, to break through the chains that try to hold you back? Because the game isn't about winning one battle. It's about winning every battle. It's about being relentless, unyielding, and unstoppable. The world will throw everything it has at you. It will test you, break you, and challenge you in ways you can't even predict. But the question remains, will you keep going? Will you rise from the ashes of your failures and come back stronger? Will you take that next step, that next leap of faith, knowing that the only thing that can truly block you is the doubt that lives inside you? Will you crush that doubt and show the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you are unstoppable? In the end, that's the real victory. The victory over yourself. The victory over your fears, your doubts, and your limitations. And the real question is not about the people you've left behind. It's about whether you have the courage to face the truth, to face the challenges that lie ahead, and to keep pushing forward no matter what. So, will you? Or will you let the darkness swallow you whole? The choice is yours. But make no mistake, your actions today will determine your future. And there is no turning back once you've crossed this line. So make it count. Make your next move the one that cements your legacy. Make your next step the one that defines you. Keep moving, keep striving, keep fighting, because the world is waiting, and so are you. Waiting for the next move, the next challenge, the next battle to fight. But let me remind you of something crucial. While you are waiting, the world is still moving. The clock is ticking, and each moment that you hesitate, each second that you think you have time to breathe, the world is moving further ahead. While you stand still, waiting for the perfect moment, for the ideal conditions, those who are truly hungry, those who are relentless, are already one step ahead. They understand that time waits for no one, that the opportunities of today are not guaranteed tomorrow, and so they are taking action. They are moving. They are pushing forward. You've already made the winning turn. You've stepped into a place where few have the guts or the discipline to venture. But understand this, it's not the turn that defines you, it's what you do next. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the warriors of history, they don't rest after their first big victory. No, they build on it. They know that there is always another battle to be fought, another level to reach, another peak to climb. They know that winning today does not guarantee winning tomorrow. Success is not something you simply achieve and then hold on to. It's something you have to create every single day. The game isn't over, not by a long shot. The question isn't, did I win? The question is, will I keep winning? I know it's easy to get caught up in the euphoria of victory. I know it's tempting to look back at the turn you just made and think, this is it, I've made it. You might feel that sense of relief, that brief moment of validation, when you look around and see that others are stuck while you're moving forward. But here's the truth. Relief is a trap. It's a dangerous feeling because it makes you believe that you can take a break. It tells you that you've earned rest, that you can slow down, that you can coast for a while. But what happens when you do? The world doesn't wait. The competition doesn't wait. The hunger of those who want what you have doesn't wait. They're coming for you. They're preparing for their next move. And if you don't stay sharp, they will catch up to you. And once they do, you'll be back in the grind, fighting harder than before. Because now they've learned from your victories, and they're using that knowledge to take you down. The road you've chosen is never one that leads to complacency. The road you're on right now demands that you keep pushing. It demands that you take risks, make sacrifices, and constantly reinvent yourself. There's no room for complacency, no room for a false sense of security. There's no such thing as coasting once you've tasted success. If you want to stay at the top, if you want to remain the one they can't catch, you must keep climbing. You must keep moving. You must keep striving, day in and day out. There is no shortcut to sustained greatness. It doesn't just come to you because you've achieved something once. Greatness is earned every single day, with every breath, every decision, every action. Think about the legends, the ones we talk about for generations. What made them great? Was it their one breakthrough moment? Was it that one time they achieved something impossible? Number. What made them legendary was their refusal to stop, their willingness to sacrifice what others wouldn't, their hunger to keep pushing forward when everyone else had given up. Those who are truly great never stop moving. They are always evolving, always improving, always reaching for the next level. And that's what you must do now. If you've made that turn, if you've found yourself on the right path, then you have to walk it with purpose. You have to walk it with an unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you will keep going. You've already seen what it takes to get here. You've fought battles, you've faced setbacks, you've endured pain, exhaustion, failure. And yet, here you are. You didn't quit. You didn't give in to the pressure. You didn't let the naysayers, the doubters, or the challenges keep you from moving forward. But now, you face your greatest challenge yet, yourself. The biggest obstacle you'll face from here on out is the temptation to rest, to sit back and believe that you've made it. It's easy to be lured into that trap. It's easy to look at the progress you've made and feel like you've already earned your place in history. But it's a lie. The real challenge begins now. The question isn't whether you've succeeded in the past. The question is, will you keep succeeding? You see, success is never a destination. It's a journey that requires constant adaptation and relentless pursuit of better. There will always be new challenges, new competitors, new obstacles. The world is constantly changing, evolving, and if you don't keep pace, you'll be left behind. So many people make the mistake of thinking that once they've crossed a certain threshold, once they've reached a specific goal, they've made it. But the truth is, that's when the real work begins, because every achievement you've made, every victory you've won, has brought you to this point. But this point isn't the end. It's just another beginning. The key to continued success lies in your ability to adapt, to remain hungry, to push yourself even when it feels like you can't go any further. The true winners, the ones who make their mark on the world, are the ones who understand this. They're the ones who keep evolving, who keep learning, who keep pushing boundaries, even when they've already achieved what most can only dream of. As you look ahead, understand this: it won't be easy. There will be days when you want to quit. There will be moments when everything seems impossible, when the weight of your dreams feels heavier than you can bear. But those are the moments that will define you. Those are the moments when your true character will emerge, when the world is trying to tear you down, when the challenges seem insurmountable. That's when you'll find out what you're really made of. That's when you'll discover whether you have the strength to push forward or whether you'll let fear and doubt control you. And trust me, fear and doubt will come. They always do. The question is, will you let them win? You can't afford to let fear control you. Fear is the weapon that holds most people back. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of pain, fear of not being good enough. These fears are universal. They affect everyone. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not the presence of fear. It's how you respond to it. You faced fear before, and you will face it again. But the only way to truly conquer fear is to face it head on. You must use that fear as fuel. You must take that fear, twist it, and turn it into a source of power that drives you forward, that pushes you to new heights. Because once you learn to harness fear, once you learn to make it your ally, it no longer has control over you. You control it. And when you control fear, you control your destiny. The road to success is long and difficult. It's a journey that demands everything you have and more. But understand this. The road is not just about reaching the end. It's about the person you become along the way. The struggles, the pain, the challenges, they are all part of the process. They are what shape you into the person capable of achieving greatness. You don't become great by avoiding hardship. You become great by facing hardship and emerging stronger, more determined, more focused. Every setback, every failure, every obstacle is a lesson. It's a chance to grow, to improve, and to come back stronger. And if you can embrace this mindset, if you can see every challenge as an opportunity for growth, then there's nothing that can stop you. The question, once again, is, will you? Will you accept the challenge? Will you keep pushing no matter what? Will you keep going even when it feels impossible? The only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted is your own determination. If you choose to stay hungry, to stay relentless, to never stop fighting, then you will continue to win. You will continue to rise, to evolve, to grow. You will continue to make that winning turn over and over again. But if you allow yourself to settle, if you allow yourself to rest, to believe that you've done enough, then you will be left behind. And when that happens, you'll look back, and the only regret you'll have is that you didn't push just a little bit harder. So, I'll ask you one last time. Will you? Will you keep moving? Will you keep fighting? Will you continue to push, to evolve and to grow? The world is waiting. Your future is waiting. And so are you. But the question is, what will you do now? In the end, the journey is never over. You've made the winning turn, but the true test is what you do next. The road ahead is filled with challenges, but it's also filled with opportunity. You've proven you have the strength to get this far, but the real victory lies in your ability to keep pushing, keep fighting, and keep evolving. The world won't wait, and neither should you. So, ask yourself again, will you rise to the challenge? Will you keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles? The choice is yours. Make it count.